Oh, you guys. Hello, Josephine Joe, you're back. Hi, Dennis. Did you guys manage to catch the sales yesterday? Those of you guys inside premium. Alright, it's been long since I started live. Today I'll do double session for you guys, okay? Let's see if we can hit our ultimate TP at 2017 or not. Hi, Anthony. Hi, Muhammad Hafiz. Long time never hear your voice already. Got miss me or not? Good morning, Voki. Hi, JLL. How have you guys been? How have you guys been? Right, today is Wednesday. We are coming off a strong week this week. So, hopefully, let's keep the win streak going. You can PM our admin on Telegram at VIP Orient FX. Any trading books you can recommend? Okay, I have a few, but I would recommend price action trading and fundamentals of forex market. To be honest, in forex, the most important thing is getting your fundamentals right. Yeah, it has been a while. Alright, let's try to hit 5,000 likes. Since I'm gonna do double session today for you guys. $150. No, it's no. Hello, Oren. Hi, Ian. Jill, are you the Emmanuel guy? Okay, guys, make sure you PM the right person. Okay, there's a lot of people using our names and bots. That's why I deleted the discussion channel. Okay, let's do some mapping and analysis today, right? Okay, so what I'll be looking out for definitely is number one, are we gonna reach our H4 order block zone? So this H4 order block zone is a very, very strong zone, right? So those of you guys who have been asking me where's our H4 zone, it's currently at, yeah, I'm using HFM. Alright, so this is our H4 order block zone, which has held pretty much. It's basically this impulse candle before the big movement up, and then it held as a support as well. So this H4 order block zone is a very, very, very strong order block here, right? So this is where we want to monitor from 2018 to 2013, right? It's a rather big zone. This is why we should always wait for price action before entering, but we should always monitor this zone here. Okay, so prices currently on daily charts is bearish, right? You can see that there's a lot of rejection. Looks like a bear trend is forming, right? On the 4 hour, same thing, right? Prices has already broken structure. Now it's gonna retest H4 order block. So what happens is today I'm gonna wait for prices to tap into my H4 order block to decide whether we're gonna do a counter trend buy or a breakout sell, right? So what I'm looking out for is, all right, let me draw it out for you guys. Okay, so essentially, if price action shows that buyers are starting to step in once more, I will be looking for buys back up to this zone, right? From our H4 order block. But if prices broke through our H4 order block, it means that there's zero buyers left in this area and we will be looking out for a breakout sales opportunity, right? To test our previous lows. Alright, so this is what I'll be looking out for today. So we will have to monitor when prices step into here. Alright, okay, so this is number one. So number two, what we'll be looking out for is also on the lower time frame. Let's go to our 1 hour time frame. Right, so on lower time frame, if prices retest back, I'll be looking for sales as well. So I'll be looking for sales around 2030 to 2032. If London opens and prices manipulates up, I'll be looking for sell to have a continuation down. You can join via using our free affiliate brokerage IB code. So same thing, I'm still targeting our H4OB here at 2017. No, VIP is free, you don't have to pay. If you can use our affiliate brokerage. Okay, guys, so how many of you guys caught sales yesterday from our fresh breakout level here? How many of you guys caught the breakout sales here yesterday from 2040 to 2044? Right, it was so fast, but I remember I sent you guys the zone and then the next moment you just step the zone and dump. I sent it in the morning, right? Remember there's an analysis that I sent you guys yesterday, right in the morning. I sent, okay, let me read it out for you guys. Those of you guys inside our free Telegram channel, you guys can scroll all the way up. Alright, look at the morning analysis that I sent you guys on 9th of January. Alright, I said I'll be monitoring for sales at 2038 to 2042. Alright, and then prices tapped it and dumped straight. Yeah, because TradingView isn't the exact brokerage that we have. Right, so TradingView is just for you to plot your charts. Hi baby J, who are you? Abdul, congratulations. Those of you guys who caught the sales based on my analysis, right? That's why I tell you guys, in 2024, we're gonna do a pivot. We don't want to just keep sending you guys signals only, right? Because most of you guys could not execute it because it works for me, but it doesn't mean that it will work for you guys. So what I want to do this year is to help you guys in understanding my analysis and how to do your own analysis, right? And using my signals as a confluence to your own analysis. Okay, so we want to help you guys to become independent traders and not just relying on analysis. Who is Fitri? Okay, so let's see. We'll be looking for a retest sell if it goes back up. Okay, I'll look at GJ for you guys because most of you guys are trading GJ, right? Okay, we will start all the way from fundamental analysis. Alright, so those of you guys looking at GJ right now, right? Prices is currently following my whatever that I plotted lah for our weekly analysis for you guys. So let's go onto a higher time frame first. Okay, give me a second. Okay, whenever you guys want to trade currency pairs, always start from your higher time frame. Very, very important. You need to understand what is higher time frame doing right now. Okay, I know it's pretty messy because I've been doing a lot of analysis on GJ. Okay, so for GJ, number one, you guys have to understand that this H4 order block here is a very, very strong area where market structure shifted and broken through before the big dump, right? So what happened now is prices actually pumped all the way up from our liquidity zone and then retest our H4 resistance right now. Okay, so from what you guys can see here, right, these three candles, what is these three candles showing you guys? This 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, these four candles, these four daily candles, what is this showing you guys? There's a lot of bullish pressure stepping in, right? Yeah, because you can see all these lower wicks, that means buyers are trying to keep the prices up. So from this point, you can see that actually the sellers here has been mitigated and there's no more selling pressure left around this area, right? Because every time prices try to push down, it creates a new inducement level and prices continue pushing up. Alright, so now what we have to monitor is our H4 resistance. Is there going to be a break of this H4 resistance at 184.367? Right, so this is where I'll be monitoring. Because if there's a breakout, right, that means there's no more sellers in this zone. So where I'll be looking for next is our H4 order block zone. Right, in fact, it could continue pushing higher, right? If it breaks out of our H4 resistance, let's say here, it will be reaching 185 really. Right, 185 will be my next zone for sales. Alright, if it breaks out of H4 resistance. But if it rejects our H4 resistance, we will continue to look for sales in this area here. Alright, so what we're going to do for GJ right now is to be patient. And number two, what we want to look out for is actually our calendar, right? Our Forex Factory. We want to see is there any high impact news or any news regarding GBP or JPY in the upcoming days. So today is 10th of January, right? So we had a JPY news at 7:30 a.m., 11:35 a.m. Do we have any GBP news? Okay, we do, right? We have a high impact GBP news at 10:15. So this will impact GBP JPY significantly, right? Because the pair is deduced on both GBP and JPY pair. And today we have a high impact news for GBP. This is why usually when you want to trade currency pairs, right, you have to make sure that you understand the fundamentals of both the currencies within this pair. Okay, so for GBP right now, I will still be monitoring. I want to wait for this GBP news to be cleared first at 10:15 p.m. So I'm staying out for this pair for now, right? But what you guys can monitor is, let's say if the prices pumps up, clear our H4 order block, we will be retesting 186, which is our previous market structure shift. But what if it rejects our H4 order block? We will be looking at a continuation back to test our H1 fresh support here, right? So let's go down to our 4-hour chart. Okay, so on the 4-hour chart, you will see a completely different thing right now. Okay, so in our 4-hour chart right now for GBP, JPY, we are currently still hovering at our H4 resistance zone. It's currently forming a triple top, right? But what happens is prices didn't break through this previous inducement level here. And in fact, it bounced up and continued pushing up. So this shows you guys that there's still a lot of buying pressure in the market. So what we want to do is we want to pull up this, right? So this is an indicator to show you the buy-sell volume in the market. Okay, so this can tell you that how much buyers or sellers is inside the market. So as you guys can see, this is the 4-hour candles, right? So for the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 candles here, you can see that buyers have fully taken control, right? Starting from this candle, buyers have starting to be fully taking control of this zone here. So this, I wouldn't be looking for sell right now for GBP, JPY. I want to see or wait for a sweep to happen, right? There's still liquidity to be taken because people who sold here, they have their stop loss at the previous high here, right? So I want to wait for a sweep of liquidity. So what do I mean by a liquidity sweep before entering sales? I want to look for, okay, for example, right? You want to look for sweeps like this kind of long wicks to before you enter buys to make sure that stop loss has been taken out, buyers has entered the market. Same for here, you want to wait for prices dump, created a sweep back up, and then you enter upon retest. So same thing for sells. What you want to do is to wait for a sweep. Probably this time it's gonna sweep a little higher to our H4 order block, and then when it rejects, then you know that sellers has been stepped in. Then you want to enter, right? You don't want to enter just randomly when prices are currently hovering within the zone. Alright, you want to look for liquidity sweeps in this volatile market. Same as gold yesterday, right? Okay, before we get to GBP USD, let's take a look at gold. Same as gold yesterday, same thing happened, right? So what happened was we had a sweep. We had a very, very nice sweep on here, right? At our fresh breakout level here, we had a nice pump all the way up, 100 pips pump. And then we swept all the way down, clearing every single level. And eventually hitting TP3. Alright? So in this market, when there's huge volatility, you want to look for liquidity sweeps. Why? Because it signifies stop loss being taken out and liquidity being injected to the market. Okay, Lexon, I will look at your. Okay, ignore this thing. No worries, Kelvin. I hope the analysis helps you guys. Because I know a lot of you guys are currently shorting GJ now, right? But I would advise you guys to be patient. Okay, now for GBP USD. Okay, same thing. Right now, we have a very strong zone here. Number one, we have an order block here, a H4 fair value gap, as well as our H4 support. So we have an overlapping structure being at 1.26 basically lah. Right, so this overlapping structure, you can see prices actually tapped and then flew up, right, at this overlapping point here, 1.26. So this overlapping point of our H4 support and H4 fair value gap serve as a very, very strong support for GBP USD. Okay, so now this is our daily resistance. What happens is actually prices swept and then continue dumping, but now prices is rejecting and close below our daily resistance here. So on our daily chart, looking at daily resistance, prices starts to form what we call, what do you guys call this? Bearish pressure, right? So we have bearish pressure forming. We have a H4 fair value gap here that hasn't been mitigated. So when you guys trade GBP USD, what do we have to analyze, right? If you guys want to trade GBP USD, you guys have to analyze your DXY, right? So do you guys know why GBP USD has been pumping so much? Do you guys know why GBP USD has been pumping so much? Because DXY has been dumping, right? That's why GBP USD, sorry, this is daily support, right? So because DXY has been dumping, that's why your GBP USD has been pumping, because it's inversely related. So now what happens is prices is currently at our daily resistance point for GBP USD, and let's take a look at our DXY. Alright, so when we look at our DXY, same thing. So what is DXY showing you right now? It has bounced very strongly from our daily order block, right? Bounced very strongly from our daily order block, retook our H4 support, however, sweep our H4 resistance, and now is currently consolidating between this point until CPI tomorrow, right? We have CPI tomorrow. So for now, prices DXY should be consolidating here, and then CPI would determine whether we break out of our H4 resistance or fall back to our H4 support tomorrow, right? So same thing for USD pairs. I do not think that there will be a lot of volume today. So look for scalps. I'll be looking for scalps for gold and other USD pairs. Okay, is GU bullish, right? A lot of you guys has been asking me for currency pairs whether this pair is bullish or not. First thing, when you guys look at the currency pair, let's say for GBP USD or XAU USD, you have to look at the pair at the back and at the front. Okay, so for example, GBP USD, right? For GBP USD, we have to understand first. What is GBP USD? GBP USD is basically your Great Britain pounds against the US dollar, right? So you're buying GBP and you're selling the USD. So in order to learn how to trade GBP USD, you have to learn how to analyze GBP and USD. So USD is DXY, is your US dollar index, right? And GXY is your GBP index, basically. So to understand how you want to trade this, you have to learn how to analyze, let's say for USD is our dollar index, DXY. Okay, so if DXY is bullish, so pairs trading against the USD like GBP USD, XAU USD, USD JPY, whatever pairs is inversely related, right? So let's say GBP USD. If DXY goes up, GBP USD goes down. If DXY goes down, GBP USD goes up. Okay? So long term, let me ask you guys, based on long term, do you guys see a bearish trend or a bullish trend for DXY based on this chart? Based on our daily chart. Do you guys see a long term bear trend or a bull trend for our DXY? Based on our daily chart. Right, so we are on a long-term bearish momentum for DXY. Why is that so? Because you have to understand, on our previous FOMC meeting, they stated that there will be rate cuts coming this year. So when there's rate cuts, US dollar will go down, your DXY will go down, right? So, and number two, we have to learn and understand economics. Why do I say so? You have to understand that US is currently at their debt ceiling right now. They are currently $33 trillion in debt. So what does it mean for your DXY or your US dollar, right? When when a country is at its debt ceiling, they are forced to sell off their bonds and assets. So what happens when they do that? The market will crash, right? The economy will be doing very bad. So what happens to that when that times come? Your DXY will goes down as well. So based on your fundamentals, we have DXY going down or bearish momentum, right? So I do see that in the long term we might retest 99.613, which is our weekly order block here. Okay, so this will be a correction for our DXY. So on the weekly, we have already seen a correction of the market, right? Since 2022, you've seen a huge push for your US dollar, which is crazy, right? So now I do see a long-term correction, probably back, and you could even probably test 97, right? So based on your weekly candle, your 97 was the order block before the huge impulse movement here. So this DXY is very, very important. This movement here, this big order block here, before this whole big impulse movement. I do believe that in the long term, prices for DXY will tap back into this big zone here. Okay? So what happens when we have a bearish long term correction for our DXY? So what does it mean for best trading against the USD based on these fundamentals alone? So let's say your goal. If DXY is fundamentally bearish in the long term, so in the long term, GBP USD, XAU USD, Euro USD, what is the long term projection of these pairs? If DXY is bearish long term, it should be bullish, right? Yeah. So what happens? But something tricky about gold is that sometimes you realize gold doesn't follow DXY inversely every single time. Do you guys realize that? Do you guys realize that gold does not always follow DXY? Sometimes gold can move the same as your US dollar index. Why is that so? Want to make a guess? It's bullish. Okay, so now prices are coming back to my H1 support, which is turned into a H1 resistance area now. So this will be our fresh resistance. So this is where I'll be monitoring for sales, right? So this is where I'll be monitoring for sales. So those of you guys here on our live, I'll be monitoring for sales. I wouldn't give the exact signal, but this is where I'll be monitoring for sales, okay? So for gold right now, what we have is a short-term correction of a bullish trend. I cannot give you guys exact signals here, but you guys can join the free Telegram channel. Click the link inside our bio. You guys want this on the free channel as well? I sent the signal to our premium, but okay, maybe I'll just do this just for you guys, okay? Okay, I'll send it to our main channel as well, just for you guys. Remember, manage your risk, okay? Only take the trade if you have the same analysis as me and know how to manage your risk, okay? Learn to manage your risk. So those inside the VIP channel probably caught the sweep already, so okay. I send you guys the zone over on Telegram, and I will send you guys my chart analysis as well. So I'll be doing live today, not for long, because I'll be doing double session, right? I'm probably gonna do until 3:30 or 3:40, and then I will send you guys my analysis over onto our Telegram channel later, right? And then I will be living for New York stream at 9 p.m. later on for you guys as well. Okay. So if you guys are not inside our Telegram channel yet, click on our TikTok bio to join our free Telegram channel. Alright, the first layer has been tapped in. 2028.5 has been tapped in. So how many of you guys got your first layer tapped in at 2028.5? Okay, those of you guys who got your first layer tapped in on the sweep, you guys should be up about 10 pips. Zero float. Almost 10 pips. Zero float. 8 pips. Okay, while we wait for prices to move, to play out before our London session, remember, manage your risk, okay? Manage your risk. Only take the trades if you have the same analysis and confluence as my signals. Do not take the trades blindly. Alright? Prices could still sweep up and then continue to have a movement after that. Right? Can you give us the requirements to join VIP? Okay, those of you guys want to join VIP, you guys can PM our admin on Telegram. Okay, I'll type in the chat for you guys, okay? For those of you who are looking to do it. Okay, so number 2. Hi, T. How are you guys? Alright, we should be running 10 pips right now. Okay? Okay, anyways, let me know what pairs do you guys want me to analyze apart from gold. I heard someone say USD JPY, right? For USD JPY pair. Okay, I will take a look for you guys right now. Right? While we wait for gold to play out. Okay, let's take a look for UJ. For those of you guys who has been asking me to... Alright, so for UJ, this is a tricky pair for you guys, right? Because number 1, right now, if you look, prices has rejected the daily resistance here very strongly, right? It swept, and then now what happened is prices came back down and then mitigated this previous fair value gap. So this fair value gap has been fully mitigated, which means that buyers actually stepped into the market after our nice sell-off previously, right? So in our new analysis here for USD JPY, which I have not been doing for quite a while, okay, I'll do it for you guys. So number 1, we have our support levels here being formed, right? Our H4 support levels and resistance level being formed here and here. So number 2, what we're gonna look at right now is this key level here. It's because this is the order block before the big bearish momentum previously, right? Now prices managed to close below it, forming a lower high. So what we want to do is to wait for prices to close below here and break our market structures. So where we want to look at is actually this inducement level here. So we want to wait for prices to break this inducement level for it to create a market structure shift, right? So there's two ways for you guys to trade this. Alright, so if you guys are looking for sells, number one, you can look for sells when prices step back into daily resistance and then go down. Number two, you can look for what we call a breakout sell. So a breakout sell is when prices break market structure by breaking previous inducement level, and then we have a continuation sell for USD JPY pair here. Alright, make sense? So this is two ways where you can look for a trade. This is why you don't have to fear. Let's say you miss out the sells at here, don't worry. You can always catch a sell when market structure has been broken, or catch a sell upon the retest. Alright? If you scared to sell here, don't worry, it's alright, because prices could continue pushing up and you can catch a sell at a higher probability zone at our daily resistance here for USD JPY. Alright, make sense? Okay, let me know what other pairs do you guys want me to analyze. So for UJ, same thing. For UJ is a little bit tricky because you have to analyze both USD and JPY, and these two are two of the most volatile pairs out there, right? Your USD and your JPY. So for UJ, you guys have to make sure that you analyze both pairs carefully, okay? Because for JPY, you have to make sure that you are intact with what the Bank of Japan is saying and their policies that they're making. And then for USD, same thing, you have to pay attention to all the high impact news, your CPI, FOMC, and NFP as well. Right? So you have to analyze both of these pair. So if you guys are beginners and you guys are not used to volatility, I would recommend you guys to stay away from USD JPY. Higher time frame zone means higher probability. Yes, you're right. Can you take gold now? Up to you, based on your own analysis. Alright? Okay, I'll do Euro USD for you guys. Okay. All of this analysis is only for people who are watching the live stream, okay? So this is a perk for you guys that you guys get for watching the live stream. Okay, Euro USD, same thing. Anything that is against the US dollar, you guys, number one, analyze your DXY. Okay, so analyze your DXY. So firstly, we have analyzed our DXY. DXY is making a bullish comeback right now, but overall it's a long-term bearish. Alright? But let's take a look at our short term for now. Let's take a look at our H4 time frame. So H4 time frame, we have a H4 resistance forming. Prices step up and close below our H4 resistance, meaning that sellers has taken over control. So number two, we had another rejection here, creating a new inducement level here. Sellers are still in control of the price. So what I will be waiting for right now for Euro USD is I'll be looking for sells if it taps back into here, because this is a valid sell zone, to retest my H4 fair value gap area. Right? You guys only want to trade in zones. Alright, you guys don't want to trade when prices are in the middle of nowhere. So currently prices is not in our resistance zone, neither is in our support zone. So where I'll be looking for buys is actually when prices actually taps down into our fair value gap area here. Right? 50% value is where I'll be looking for a buy back up to our H4 resistance. Why is that so? Because DXY or US dollar, we are fundamentally bearish. So pairs trading against the US dollar is fundamentally bullish. Make sense? GBP USD. Okay. This is the fourth time I'm showing GBP USD today. Okay, this will be the last time. Okay, I'll do it last time for you guys. Alright, okay, GBP USD right now, we can see that on the 4 hour it's still very bullish, right? Because DXY made GBP, basically of Britain, the economy is doing very well. So GBP data shows that GBP, Great Britain, economy is doing very well. Everything is doing good. So GBP is very strong right now. Compared to US dollar, right? US dollar is making a bearish pullback right now. So you can see GBP USD have a very strong bullish momentum for the past weeks, right? So currently right now, GBP USD is at our daily resistance zone here. Right? So what I'm looking for is for a break of structure. Let's say if it breaks my H4 support, I'll be looking for sells. Okay? So for now, I would not be looking for sells because prices are too bullish. If prices breaks out, I'll be looking for continuation buys. Okay, so you have to identify your trend buyers first before you do anything. Alright, number two. Alright, I heard you guys asking me about what is fair value gap. Okay, very good. So let's dive into this, alright, since we are at GBP USD. Okay, fair value gap. Let me remove all of this first so that it doesn't affect you. Alright? Okay, let me remove this. Okay, so a fair value gap is basically what we call an imbalance in the market, right? We have an imbalance in the market. So what is an imbalance? Imbalance is when there's unequal buying and selling pressure in the market, right? So in this case, let's say there's so many buyers, but there's not enough sellers. So what happens is prices couldn't get filled at this price, and prices have to be filled at the next available price. That's why you see that prices flew all the way up here without any form of retracement. All right. So how do you identify a fair value gap? Okay, let me remove this. I'll plot it from scratch for you guys. Okay. So those of you guys who are new here, you guys probably heard what is fair value gap. How do you identify fair value gap? This is how we do it, alright? So number one, it's a three candlestick pattern, right? So number one, what you want to do is to identify the breakout candle. So this is what we call a breakout candle. A long candle body with no forms of rejections or retracement. Okay, so what we want to do is to look at the candle before it and the candle after it, right? So this breakout candle is always the middle candle, the second candle in the pattern. So you want to look at the candle before it and the candle after it. After that, what you want to do is you want to go to your tool, get a rectangle, and then from the top wick of your first candle to the bottom wick of your third candle in the pattern, which is here. Alright, so this is where, or what we call, the fair value gap. This is an area of imbalance in the market. So what happens is when prices came back to test this imbalance area, it's a very strong pivotal point for us to see that whether in the long-term trend buyers are still in control or not. So what happens if, let's say, let's drag it all the way, you can see that prices tap our fair value gap, continue pushing up, right? So this is our fourth fair value gap. So from here you can see that prices are constantly tapping and pushing up from our H4 fair value gap. And then, how do you guys identify whether there's a change of market structure or sentiment shift, right? So number one, two things to look out for. This is what we call an inducement level, right? Your liquidity sweeps. So for me to look for sales on GBP USD, I have to wait for H4 support to be broken, number one. And then number two, I need to make sure it mitigates my fair value gap. Then I will be looking for sales. Why is that so? Because your fair value gap shows that this is an area of imbalance. That means there's a lot of buyers in this area here. So you guys want to make sure that if this whole fair value gap gets broken through, that means there's no more buyers here and we are currently in a bear trend on the H4 time frame. Alright? Okay, GBP, JPY. Okay, I'll go back to this chart for you guys. Okay, fair value gap and order block both are very strong point, but best is you should look out for fair value gaps first, because fair value gaps usually gets mitigated or rejected quick. But order blocks doesn't touch every single day, especially your higher time frame order block. So use both of these as a gauge or as a confluence, right? Okay, GBP, JPY, not much movement, is still currently ranging at H4 resistance. It's probably not gonna have much volume because we have a strong GBP news at 10:15 p.m., right? A high impact news. So it's probably gonna range about here until London at 4 p.m. Okay, let's take a look at our goal, alright? So you guys monitor yourself, yeah, for goal. Okay, give me a while, I'll take a 1 minute toilet break and I'll be back. Okay, guys, I'm back. Okay, I'll be living for maybe about 10 minutes more before I end my live, and then I'll be focusing on monitoring for you guys over on our Telegram channel. So if you guys are not inside our Telegram channel yet, click the link inside our TikTok bio, okay? And also for those of you guys who are new, we have free courses for you guys. So remember to download the free courses that we sent you guys over in our Telegram channel. It's all free. Don't worry. What do you think about Fed rates for the first quarter? Okay, honestly, I don't think they will cut rates that fast. I don't think they will cut rates that fast. So probably gonna start cutting rates in the second quarter. So this is something that you guys have to take note of for the next FOMC meeting as well. So if they say that they're gonna cut rates next quarter instead, then it would be USD probably will continue to pump. But if they decide to cut rate first quarter, and then USD will dump. That's what people are betting on right now. Okay, guys, I'm gonna end live now and I'll be living later for New York session. So if you guys are not inside our free Telegram channel yet, click the links in our bio and then join our free Telegram channel, alright? I'll be over there sending you guys my analysis